Very good evening and welcome to Watson Park for our 90 minutes live coverage of Ware against Harlow in the Isthmian League Division 1 South Central. It's our second Hearts-Essex derby of the month, and it brings together two teams who need points this evening for differing reasons. Ware have got themselves into the playoff places on the back of two straight wins, currently sit in fifth place in the table. But for Harlow Town, it's been a torrid time. 6 straight defeats has left them one off the bottom of the table. Those 6 straight defeats, of course, in all competitions, not just in the league, where they've only picked up 3 points so far. Ring the changes, though. Harlow fans, I think, may wish to be introduced to their new team because they've signed 12 players in October alone. A number of those make their debuts this evening. So let's take you through the team lineups. And team news for the home side is that Albert Adu misses out. He is here, but we understand that might well be an injury problem for him. So he's left out of the starting lineup, as is Stanley Mugu, who goes on to the bench. So there's a return for the 2 players that were suspended for Saturday's victory at South Park. Tommy Wade and Tom Bruno come straight back into a lineup which will have Callum Kitschke in goal, Finlay Titchmarsh at right back, Pat Adamson at left back, Lewis Rose and Dan Rumans, the 2 central defenders. Marcus Milner, we think, on the right with Alarousti on the left, and then 2-man midfield of Tom Bruno and Chris Arthur supporting Lee Rose just behind Tommy Wade. The PA at Watson Park, as you notice behind me, is working, which is a little bit of a change and something a bit unusual. So I hope it's not interrupting our team lineups too much. On the subs bench for Ware tonight, Dave Kendall, Liam Hope, Reece Crowter, Yoav Sade and Stanley Mugu. As far as Harlow are concerned, well, it's all changed from Saturday. They lost 2-1 at home to Ashford Town Middlesex, the surprise team, I think, of the season so far. They start with Callum Taylor, who makes his debut in goal on loan from Southend. Craig Altock, Ahmet Billa, Gavin Austin, Elliot Stiles, another debutant, former Hornchurch skipper, George Doyle, Dylan Gordon, Cyrus Gordon, Courtney Austin, Christian Gimalfi and Hazis Kone. That's the starting lineup for Dave Collis' side. Dave Collis is on the bench. Dave Collis is on the bench alongside Ross Elsom, who's a former Ware player, as Steve King has reminded us on Twitter. Thanks for that, Steve. Also, Jadine Phillips, another one on loan from Southend. James Pugsley and Marcus Marcu is our lineup for Harlow. We're around the pitch, and the Harlow are about to appear. And it's got to say, very young goalkeeper in Callum Taylor. He's a third-year scholar at Southend, as in is Jadine Phillips. He's one of those 12 players that joined Harlow Town this month. There have been a few gone in the opposite direction as well. Rob Budd, the goalkeeper, I think, was the most recent who headed for the Dormark exit. Jack McQueen also another one. But certainly Dave Collis ringing the changes, trying to get some form out of this Harlow side. Where are in plenty of form, and always a good crowd in the house, as you would expect, for a local derby. And what with a bit of edge, always a bit of edge between these two teams. Not quite at the level of Hertford against Ware, but not too far behind when you consider a little bit of previous history. The Glenn Alzapidi years, of course, when he took a very good Ware side that had reached the first round of the FA Cup over to Harlow. And certainly words were spoken around these parts then, I think it's fair to say. And they've got a good history because they first met, would you believe it, 124 years ago in the league. Harlow won that one 5-0. Since then, we've had 84 other encounters. Ware have won 30, Harlow 36, and 19 league games have ended in draws. That's all past history, though, as Harlow in their red shirts with white stripes down the front, red backs, red shorts and red socks against Ware, who have corresponding on their shirts. Blue and white stripes, of course, blue shirts and blue socks. So both skippers in the centre circle. Lewis Rose, the skipper for Ware, and Cyrus Gordon for the Hawks. Two experienced campaigners. Crowd settling down, and hopefully social distancing. There have been a few words said on social media that if we don't social distance, we might not keep our football. So let's hope everybody keeps to the rules tonight. And a very good evening if you're joining us from the Harlow area, as I know a few of you are. Hopefully, as I said on Twitter a little bit earlier, sorry we haven't got any pictures, but can't afford a camera. It's 90 minutes live, bringing you East Herts football and surrounding area. Other games on tonight, and other games off as well. St Margaret's game has gone in the Essex Senior League, as did Welwyn Garden City's game against Dunstable, AFC Dunstable. And Hertford's game, though, against Chalfont St Peter is still on. So we'll be giving you details of that. If you want to catch some of the action, I say we can't afford a camera, but Simon's pretty nippy on the iPhone, and there'll be little excerpts and the highlights appearing on our Twitter feed as well. Long high ball into the area, and immediately Lewis Rose has to thump the ball towards the A10 over that far goal and give Harlow a very early corner. So corner to be taken on that far side of the field. Always grateful for two teams that got good white numbers, despite the fact they've got stripes on the front of their shirts. A few teams could learn from that. I had a couple of nightmares this season with that. Corner's going to be taken by George Doyle on that far side for Harlow. Big rush coming from the back, but Doyle can't reach them. But Pat Adamson thumps it out into the trees again. And Harlow have got another corner. So there was 1, 2, 3. They were doing this corner that we've seen Hertford Town do. Well, they start in the middle of the opposing half and make a last-minute rush into the area. Because at the moment, there's only one Hartford player, Harlow player, in the area, which is Courtney Austin. High corner this time over everybody, and referee spots an infringement and a chance for Ware to clear their lines. Just having a look at that Ware line-up and how it's going to be. I think it's just about what we predicted, although looks like Chris Arthur's playing more on the left-hand side. Arushti has been drawn in the middle. I think he's going to be the player playing in the number 10 position behind the main striker, who is Tommy Wade. Callum Kitchker with the kick then. Up goes Tommy Wade on the halfway line. Finley Titchmarsh hits it forward. Looking for Lee Rose. Ball a break on this near side of the field for Aziz Kone, who does well. Cyrus Gordon down the line. Ware thought the ball had gone out, and so did the referee's assistant. So it's going to be a throw-in on this near side of the field, right in front of us. Young Finley Titchmarsh, in fact, he's going to leave it to his skipper Lewis Rose. Puts it back to Callum Kitchker. Lewis Rose has got the thumbs up because Dave Gendell's fit again, but on the bench this evening. Still the likes of Harry Watkins, Jordan Westcott and Gaz Madden missing as far as Ware are concerned. And tell you that, this is a surprise scoreline. Hamwell 0, FC Romania 2. So Harlow fans want to hear that. Won't want to hear that. It's in the live table. They've just gone bottom. Plenty of time to go, though. FC Romania, who signed Eusebio da Silva from Welwyn Garden City. Don't know whether he was amongst the goal scorers there. So throw to be taken on this near side of the field. The Harlow left by Armak Billah, the left fullback. Throws it midway inside his own half. Controlled by Giampfi, but he's robbed of the ball by Tom Bruno. Tommy Wade's in a little bit of a chase with Elliot Stiles, and Stiles puts the ball out. Seen some football, those two, at this level. Elliot Stiles, who was skipper at Hornchurch, of course, which is where Dave Collis, the manager, was player coach, so they know all about each other. As ball on this side goes out, and Ware win themselves a corner. So first corner of the evening for our home side. Pat Adamson's coming across to take it. We'll look to swing it in with the left boot. more conventional build-up in the area for Ware, with Lewis Rose and Rumans up from the back. Tommy Wade's in there as well. And Chris Arthur's standing on the goal line at the moment. So corner from Adamson to the far post. Up goes Lewis Rose, goes rather up in the air. Harlow haven't got it clear. Do now. Shot comes in from Dan Rumans. Ricochets off a defender. Bang across by Pat Adamson. And finally, George Doyle will get it clear down that left-hand side where he picks up Dylan Gordon. Dylan Gordon pushing it forward to Austin. Austin, though, he hasn't overrun it. He did well to keep the ball in the end. The number 9 pulls it back, but he's given it away to Tom Bruno. Bruno's only got Tommy Wade in front of him, puts the ball forward, and fairly easy interception by Gavin Austin. And the Harlow clear their lines. Gavin Austin to Courtney Austin. Ware have got it back, but have given it away again. Alarousti's given it to Cyrus Gordon. As Giamphi goes flying down under challenge from Lewis Rose. And the Harlow will have themselves a free kick. Hamwell have got to go back. And a very lively start to their game against FC Romania. So Harlow got this free kick. They're about 15 yards inside the Ware half. Straight central position. Ahmet Biller and George Doyle are the two players that are over it. Giamphi provides a good bit of aerial presence in the box. Elliot Stiles is deciding that he may want to make his way up there as well now. So Doyle delaying, waiting for the referee's signal. Where I've got Alarousti as a wall, but quite what he's doing there, I'm not sure. Free kick to the far post, headed out well by Lewis Rose. Clearance completed by Tom Bruno. And on this near side, away goes Marcus Milner. Milner's only got Tommy Wade in the box. Milner's in the area here, right-hand side. Puts it across. Tommy Wade puts it in. And Ware are in front. 5 minutes gone. Tommy Wade's first of the season. Marcus Milner, the architect. And Harlow, the architects of their own downfall. Caught by a quick break at the corner. Marcus Milner, who scored his first goal last week against Barking, has provided the assist here for Tommy Wade to put Ware in front. So just the start. Paul Hall's side and the home crowd wanted. And just the start, Harlow didn't. So it's got to be said, Tommy Wade couldn't miss it, but he's scored plenty of goals from that range in his career as Tommy, hasn't he? Hartford are one up as well. Sam Fanian's got his 4th of the season for Ben Hurd's side. So both East Hart sides in front. That's what we like. Plenty of time to go though. Far side of the field is Craig Adcock. Adcock's long ball forward. Rumans goes up. Giamphi beats him in the air. Lewis Rose heads it only to Cyrus Gordon. His header is a loose one. No, Adamson's given it away, but Rumans can clear with the left boot over the top of the stand on the far side. And Harlow will have a throw in, which Craig Alcock, immensely experienced, Peterborough, Yeovil, Cheltenham Town, amongst his previous clubs. Plenty of league history for the right fullback. Puts it down the line, looking for Austin. Austin is back to Alcock. Decent cross, but in the end it beats everybody. But getting to the ball first is Aziz Kone. Paul put back across the area by Biller, but it's cleared fairly easily in the end by Tom Bruno. So Tommy Wade getting that goal. He becomes Ware's 12th goal scorer of the season already. And that's something that set them apart last year. They were getting goals from all over the park, and it seems like it started again here. 19th goal of the season for Paul Hall's team. 12 different goal scorers. Lee Rose thumps it forward. Tommy Wade's on his bike here. The goalkeeper's got to come out and collect it. Taylor, and does. Well, there were fans saying he definitely was in the area, to be fair to Callum Taylor. Gavin Austin for Harlow, midway inside his own half. Chips it out on this near side for Aziz Kone. Aziz Kone going centre field. He's rather going across field, and in the end he's bundled Tom Bruno to the ground to give him the free kick away. I think Kone knew quite what he was doing there. So Harlow forced those opening couple of corners. But been since then, It's the home side who have been in charge. They lead 1-0. Tommy Wade, the goal scorer. Dan Rumans with the kick. Rumans kick, edge of the area. Up goes Wade, gets there. Here's Alarouche, can't control it, and Chris Arthur can't get to the ball. George Doyle gets it clear. Adamson, though, in the high press, manages to win it back for Ware. Here's Tom Bruno. Good ball to Marcus Milner. Milner back for Bruno. Bruno's ball forward this side. Look for Finley Titchmarsh. But it's Aziz Kone who gets it away to Courtney Austin. He's robbed, though, by Alarouche. Harlow will get it back on the halfway line for Ware. It's been played at a good pace, this one. Forward, looking for Tommy Wade. It's gone all the way to this near side, and in the end it's Biller who manages to clear it. Harlow still having trouble clearing the line. Cyrus Gordon takes charge now and gives the ball away to Tom Bruno, who then chips it off the Harlow skipper, and it goes out for a throw-in. Gordon got that somewhere. You don't want to get a ball on a cold night. Don't think I need to describe anymore. And so the referee just having a little bit of a word with Cyrus to make sure he's okay. Welcome along, you just joined us, 90 Minutes Live at Watson Park. 90 Minutes Live covering East Hearts and surrounds football every time there's a game on. And got some exciting news about 90 Minutes Live as well that you'll have to watch out on our Twitter account for later this week. Surrounds the future of the service, which looks bright as Chris Arthur fires a shot in. And Taylor scurrying across to his left-hand side. I don't think the goalkeeper would have got anywhere near it if it'd been on target. So young Callum Taylor in fluorescent, well, it's kind of yellow, lime green. I think regular listeners to 90 Minutes will know what my colour sense is like. Not good. As onto the halfway line, Arthur can't get there. And the ball pushed back to Alcock, who gives it away to Alarouche. And the Harlow just have not settled since that goal went in. Here's Pat Adamson. Adamson having to go backwards and then chip forward. Tommy Wade was offside. Austin heads it straight to Tom Bruno inside the centre circle. Bruno's ball looking for Marcus Milner, but Biller's in the way of that. Aziz Kone. That one's gone a long way. Chance for Harlow now. Harlow still coming forward, but in the end it was Courtney Austin who didn't seem to know what to do with it, and it was just threaded over on that far side fairly harmlessly and out for a goal kick. So Ware have made a good start here. 11 minutes gone on the watch, and Callum Kitchka will take the goal kick from the goal away to our left-hand side, but the Harlow fans got their flag with the Essex emblem on it. Oh, Marcus Milner's given it away, and just a little bit lucky, Giamfi pushed Tom Bruno in the back, and Ware get themselves a free kick. Lewis Rose takes it a bit too quickly for Dan Rumans like him, but he finds Chris Arthur on the halfway line for Tom Bruno. Bruno's ball is blocked by in the midriff of Alcott, and Courtney Austin has it back. Push the ball forward. There's Cyrus Gordon. Lee Rose did a good job getting back for Ware, though, and Finley Titchmarsh forward for Milner. Tom Bruno finds Tommy Wade on the halfway line. Wade back for Alarouche. Allah's ball for Chris Arthur. Arthur looks for options and finds one in Pat Adamson on the halfway line. Adamson a little bit further down for Arthur down that left-hand side, who pushes it down the left wing, but far too far in front for Pat Adamson. And in the end it goes over for a goal kick, which gets Paul. Ware have got 12 players on the pitch at the moment, but Paul Halls is now left, gone back into the technical area. Good job the referee didn't spot it. Callum Taylor takes the free kick. Good header by Lee Rose on the halfway line. Forward, though, by George Doyle, pushing the back on Rumans. It looked like Giamfi. Referee lets play go on, and here's Tommy Wade, left-hand side, and got too much support. Cavalry arriving now. Alarouche is one of them. Here's Alarouche as Wade goes down under challenge, and the referee gives Ware a free kick. So Elliot Stiles flattened Tommy Wade after the ball had gone. And referee not having a word with Elliot Stiles. A little bit of surprise. Elliot Stiles doing that thing that central defenders do so well, don't they? They've committed a foul. They think there might be a chance of a ticking off, so they make their way as far away from the referee as possible, hoping he forgets. And it appears that's what's happened this time. But Ware haven't forgotten, because they got a free kick. Tom Bruno and Chris Arthur over the ball on the far side. And once again, Lewis Rose and Dan Rumans have made their way up from the back, and we know the aerial power of Lee Rose in these kind of situations is in there as well. Chris Arthur trots away. Camera flash goes on the far side. Tom Bruno will take the kick. Bruno's kick to the near post. Chris Arthur volleys it home. Superb goal. And a first goal in a Ware shirt for Chris Arthur. Excellent free kick by Tom Bruno to the near post. And Arthur volleys it past young Callum Taylor. And 14 minutes gone. Ware lead 2-0. And Callum Taylor has had a baptism of fire to Isthmian League Division 1 South Central. The young goalkeeper's conceded 2 in the opening 14 minutes, but to be fair to him, he couldn't do a thing about either of them. Ware 2, Harlow Town 0. Well, we've been impressed with what we've seen of Chris Arthur, and that impression continues with his first goal in a Ware shirt. He was at Gosport Borough last season, didn't play all that much. He's a very experienced campaigner. He's 30 now, and he certainly looks the part. And one of those players, well, Paul Halsey picked up Josh Williams about this time last season, didn't he? We know what he did. So, got a good eye for a player. Well, we're in the driving seat, and it's all to do for Harlow Town here. They trail by 2-0, and also in the knowledge that FC Romania, of course, who are their rivals at the foot of the table, are still winning at Amwell. As on this near side, ball goes out, and Biller goes in pretty heavily on Marcus Milner, who felt that on his ankle. But Ware going to have a throw-in that Finley Titchmarsh is going to take on this near side of the field. We're leading here 2-0. Sam Fanian's goal, as far as we know, still separating the teams at the park. Holdingford Bury Park, Hertford at 1, Chalfont St Peter 0. Mark Sinfield, if you heard him on 90 Minutes last night, fairly scathing about Hertford's performance on Saturday. So obviously their ears were ringing a bit when they went out tonight, and that's done the job. If you haven't heard last night's 90 Minutes, get there. It's where you're listening to this. Chloe Clay from Watson Park Ladies. Really interesting to talk to young Chloe. And a couple of cracking donuts as well. Tom Bruno lets the ball run, and Dan Romans finds Lee Rose. Lee Rose on this near side. Good ball. Here's Milner. Milner chance to tee up the cross, and Taylor does well to pour it away at his near post. Because if he'd missed that, Tommy Wade was in with a second. Good work by the young goalkeeper. Well, it's got to be good work by his colleagues here, because Harlow are all over the place. Chris Arthur going down that left-hand side. Arthur trying to go round Dylan Gordon. Arthur into the area, and in the end it's good work by George Doyle, who manages to win his side a free kick. Free kick to Harlow Town then. 16 minutes gone. We're already 2 goals up. That wasn't a feature of last season. So many times last season they had to come from behind and they were slow to start. Well, they certainly haven't been slow to start this evening. Slow to start on Saturday, of course. Could have been 2-0 down at South Park before they won 4-1. But Doyle finds Aziz Kone on this left-hand side. Kone trying to go outside Finley Titchmarsh, but Titchmarsh does a good job. Kone, though, gets across second attempt. He goes all the way across the area, and neither Gamfi or Dylan Gordon could get anywhere near it. Alcock puts it back, and Kitchker could have had a trouble there, and has to put it over the top of his crossbar for a corner. It was one of those high looping ones from Craig Alcock on the far side, and Callum Kitchker decided safety first. So it's going to be George Doyle who's going to take the corner for Harlow Town on that far side of the field. Doyle's corner high all the way to the back, where Chris Arthur lets it run. It's East Kone will pick it up. Kone going to the left, tees up the cross. It's a good cross, and in the area it's good work by Marcus Milner. Breaks on the edge of the area for Alcock. Here's George Doyle. Oh, well, for all intents it looked like they'd gone in the back of the net for a minute, but it actually hit the stanchion at the back. First real chance for the visitors there. As Ware didn't get that corner clear, and George Doyle thumped it in. Former Averley player George Doyle. But got to go for another ball to come out here. So waiting for another ball to be introduced over to that far side. Well, we're going to have a throw in. Pat Adamson will take the throw in for Paul Hall's team. Adamson, down the line at the feet of Alcock, who gets it back. A loose one from Lee Rose. It's Cyrus Gordon back onto the halfway line where he finds Ahmed Biller. Biller inside for Styles. Styles long ball forward, pretty aimless, headed out by Dan Rumans. Cyrus Gordon will pounce on the ball just inside the Ware half. Tommy Wade thought it was a handball, but it wasn't. Alcock's got it. Back onto the halfway line now for Austin. Austin, the ball forward, looking for Doyle, but Tom Bruno sorts that out, and he set Marcus Milner on his bike down this left-hand side. Marcus Milner. Billy is the defender. Finley Titchmarsh has come inside. It's Titchmarsh in the area. Fires in the shot, and in the end he gets a block, and Styles manages to get it clear to Courtney Austin on the halfway line. Marcus Milner's back again and concedes the foul, but Marcus Milner is another one of those Ware players who has really impressed the last couple of games. He really puts in a shift as a right winger, not only in an attacking sense, but he's also does a really good job with young Finley Titchmarsh down this right hand side. Got a bit of problem with the ball here. I don't know whether the bit of a chill in the air. The ball seems to have taken a knock down, and finally they get one, which George Doyle will take the free kick for Harlow Town. Going to be right footed, about 10 yards inside the Ware half, right hugging this left hand touchline. George Doyle's kick curls to the edge of the area, meets the head of Lou Rose, out by Titchmarsh. Cyrus Gordon is the first to react though. Could start Harlow going again. Here's Doyle, but Titchmarsh is in quickly, thumps it out of play for another throw in. This has been the most effective Harlow have been in the match. Certainly they were all over the place for 5 to 10 minutes after the first goal went in, but playing a bit of football now with the Hawks. Ahmed Biller is going to take the throw in on this near side of the field. Courtney Austin's on the edge of the area. Giamphi's behind him, and it's aimed at Giamphi, who heads it back down looking for Aziz Kone. Shouts for handball, and Tommy Wade's in a battle there with Austin. Tommy Wade and Austin does well. 2 number 4s meeting. Gavin Austin doing a good job. 2 number 4s, of course, because I'm only saying this is alleged, and I'll blame Steve King because he's the one that started the rumour. Is the reason that Tommy Wade is wearing the number 4 shirt, so it's the only one at the club that will fit him. But don't blame me. Blame Steve King for that bit of information, as Dan Rumans will take the free kick for Ware. Finds Tom Bruno to Lewis Rose. Rumans again, and Giamphi closes space down and has to find Callum Kitchker. Kitchker chips it out on this near side and goes out of play, so the press worked a little bit there for Harlow. Ahmed Biller then is going to take the throw in. Just right in front of our commentary position. We're about 5 yards inside the half, being defended by Callum Taylor and Harlow Town. Biller advances a little bit down the touch line, and Dylan Gordon making a news of himself. Lewis Rose has got a job to do and does it. Clears away before Courtney Austin can get near him. And once again, it's Harlow have got a throw in. Best period in a match for the visitors, this. Ahmed Biller will take the throw in from right in front of the Ware dugout on this left-hand side of the field. Biller's throw into the box lands on the head of Finley Titchmarsh. Giamphi heads it further forward, and keeper shout from Callum Kitchker as he collects the ball and thumps it out on that far side looking for Chris Arthur. I don't think he's going to keep it in. It was a good idea by the goalkeeper. Arthur have made the space on that far side. But Harlow have got themselves a throw in. Gavin Austin. And now here is Elliot Styles. Styles forward on the halfway line for Aziz Kone, who's got Finley Titchmarsh all over him. Titchmarsh does a good job, and I think that should be a corner. But referee's given a goal kick. But, wow, I think we all saw it in front of us there. That clearly came off the Harlow man. But referee gave a goal kick. That goal kick finds Gavin Austin on that far side. Barking 1, Waltham Abbey 0, Chipstead 1, South Park 0. So league leaders Waltham Abbey are a goal down, having had a perfect, almost perfect start, should I say, to the season. That'll interest the Ware fans. Oh, Taylor almost mishandles the ball. But gets away with it. Ware will go within a point of Waltham Abbey if those scores stay the same. But there is a long way to go, of course. A lot can change. But we've had 24 minutes of the first half here, and Ware leading 2-0. Here's Courtney Austin, edge of the Ware area, far side. Puts it back for George Doyle. Thought about the shot, puts it in. Giamfi's offside, and wouldn't have counted anyway because Kitchker fairly easily turned his head up over the top of the crossbar. So we have 90 minutes live. We've got our action this weekend is the FA Trophy, because both Ware and Arthur get a weekend off. So I'll be making the trip to Horsham, looking forward to that one. FA Trophy against Welwyn Garden City. And already knowing that we've got some listeners in the USA for Saturday. Alex Harris, the former Welwyn Garden City defender, has told us he's going to be listening to the commentary, which is nice. And also, of course, if you're a Harlow fan, sorry about the score, but thank you for joining us. Always great to have people tuning in to non-league commentaries. There are more and more of them occurring now around the country, which is really good to see. At non-league media, hopefully, we all support each other. No rivalry. I can tell you now, it's Hamwell 1, FC Romania 3. Have a look up those goal scorers at half-time. Be interesting for 90 Minutes Live fans whether Eusebio de Silva's one of them. And he is, Simon points to the phone. As on the far side, Dylan Gordon wrestling away with Adamson. Gordon goes down and Harlow get themselves a free kick. So Dave Collis will be slightly happier with the way Harlow have got more possession in the last 10 minutes or so. Made Ware work for things a little bit. Ahmet Billar is going across on that far side with George Doyle, who's very much the dead ball architect. There were 7 goals last time these two met, of course. Absolute cracker last year. Really enjoyed doing that commentary. Ware won 4-3. Albert Adu, who's in the stand tonight, got a couple. Andre McCollin, the others for Ware. Real ding-dong battle that was. So 2-man Ware wall in the way. Billaire and George Doyle. Billaire walks away, so Doyle's going to be an outswinger with the right boot from George Doyle on that far side. Stiles makes the run towards the edge of the area, and in the end it all breaks down and Finley Titchmarsh can bring it away for Ware. Titchmarsh though's given it away to Dylan Gordon. Here's a chance. Aziz Kone puts the ball across, but he got it all wrong with a cross over the top of everybody, and it goes out harmlessly enough for a throw-in to Ware. Good opportunity wasted by the left winger there, really. They had bodies in the box. Austin and Giamfi were both in there, but his cross was over the top of the pair of them. And so Ware get themselves a throw-in right down by the corner flag on that far side of the field. Throw down the line onto the head of Lee Rose. Chris Arthur finds Tommy Wade, who finds Ala Ujdi. Ala's ball on this side, looking for Milner. Oh, Billow, there was a shade of handball about it. Miller's got it. It's Finley Titchmarsh again. Ball across the area. Tommy Wade can't get it. Chris Arthur's going to keep it in on that far side, though. Arthur looking for some support. He hasn't got it. He's got to do it on his own, and he brings it this way to Tom Bruno. Bruno onto the edge of the area, and in the end it misses Tommy Wade and all comes to nothing. Taylor bowls the ball out quickly to Billaire. Billaire down the line to Aziz Kone, who goes down under challenge from Lee Rose, and ball goes out for a throw-in to Harlow Town. Ahmet Billaire, one of a whole host of... Harlow more or less have got a new squad, haven't they, that all signed on. 12 signed on in October. He's one of the ones that signed on in August. There's throw down the line on to the head of Finley Titchmarsh. Here's Marcus Milner who goes down with a shove in the back from Gyamfi. And Ware will get themselves a free kick on this near side. It's all about Ware win 4-3 away last season. And Harlow here, well, they lost 5-0 in the League Cup and 4-1 in the league. Liam Hope got 4 of those 9 goals. Don't think I want to see him this evening. He's on the bench, recovering from injury. Likewise, Jordan Westcott, of course, is still out injured. Harry Watkins, who I mentioned, Gaz Madden, so still players to come back into this Ware squad. Here's Belair. High clearance on to the halfway line. Gyamfi can't get there. Courtney Austin does well to win the ball. Shade of handball about that from Gyamfi, but he's shot in the end. Well, we said we weren't videoing this one, and if we were, Gyamfi wouldn't want an action replay of that. Horribly hit it to the left-hand side of the box. No problem at all for Callum Kitchker. If you just joined us, could say where you've been, couldn't I? But it's Ware 2, Harlow 0. Both goals in the opening 15 minutes. First one coming from Tommy Wade and the second one from Chris Arthur. First goals of the season for both of them. Here's Tommy Wade putting Biller under pressure. Tommy Wade does well. Ball bounces off the Ware man who managed to keep it in on this near side. And then a linesman's flag goes up. And, well, as Paul Halsey said, what's he supposed to do there? And that probably was a reasonable comment because didn't see that being a free kick at all. But the referee gave it that way. So Callum Taylor will take the free kick for Harlow Town. Left-hand side of his 18-yard area. Taylor, midway inside the Ware half, onto the head of Lewis Rose, and Titchmarsh can't keep it going out. Ball avoids going into the bin, and Billow will collect it and take the throw in. Throw in down the line onto the head of Gyamfi, who finds Dylan Gordon, but he got it all wrong, and Chris Arthur can clear quite easily. Here's Gavin Austin for Harlow, gives it away to Arthur, he finds Alarushti. Arthur's continued the run. Here goes Chris Arthur. It's 3 against 1 for a minute here for Ware. Chris Arthur, 3-0 Ware. Chris Arthur's second of the game. And once again, Harlow Town caught on the break. And this is turning into some night so far for Paul Halsey's team. 31 minutes gone. Chris Arthur scores his second of the night. It's Ware 3, Harlow 0. Well, when it was 3-1, you did wonder whether Chris Arthur was being a little bit greedy because he had Tommy Wade and Alarushti absolutely unmarked, but he knew exactly what he was doing, didn't he? And the big man thumps home his second goal in a Ware shirt. And as we were saying earlier, I think he is going to be a very astute signing by Paul Halsey. So Harlow really have got it all to do. It came with their having their best period of the match. They hadn't really created too much for Callum Kitchker to worry about, but they had at least had some possession round about the Ware box, but well, fly on the wall of Dave Collis's dressing room at half time. It's going to be interesting. To be fair to the manager, I mean, when you bring 12 players in a month, they've got to settle, haven't they? They've had no pre-season with the team, and it's going to be difficult. But when you're 3-0 down against one of your local rivals, it's added difficulty, and the added difficulty increased by the fact that FC Romania, the team that were bottom of the table, are 3-1 up at Amwell. Tommy Wade finds Lee Rose down the line, can't find Titchmarsh. But it's going to be a throw-in to Harlow on this near side of the field. Ahmet Biller will take the throw-in. So Biller taking his time. Harlow need to take their time. They need to just get their foot on the ball. And they're absolutely being burned on the break by Milner one side and Chris Arthur the other. And they've had no answer at all. As Alcott goes away on that far side, can't keep the ball in. Ware will have a throw in, and the one thing you know about one of Ball's teams is they will not sit back on a 3-goal lead. There's no doubt about that. There'll be no way of taking it easy here. She's not good news for Harlow as Milner wins the ball, finds Finley Titchmarsh. Titchmarsh does well, does a little fullback. Titchmarsh still going, edge of the area, picked up by Alarushti. Finds Pat Adamson on the far side. Adamson coming forward, chips the ball in. It's Finley Titchmarsh. Just couldn't get a boot to it. And again, they work so well together, these two. Titchmarsh and Marcus Milner. And as on the other side, do Chris Arthur and Pat Adamson. And that's really added something to Ware's play. So Callum Taylor will spot the ball down and prepare to take the goal kick. Webbing had a word with Wolsey after this one, of course, and you'll be able to hear that, and you'll be able to Ware fans anyway, the highlights of this one on next Monday's 90 minutes. I'll perfectly understand if you're a Harlow fan and you don't want to hear it again. But, far side of the field, Ware have got themselves a free kick. Dan Rumans getting gingerly to his feet, and Callum Kitchker will prepare to take it. Elsewhere, we understand Harlow's Hartford, by the way, still one up. Sam Fanian is fourth of the season for Ben Erd's team. He looks like a good signing as well, former Reading youth player. So Hartford bouncing back from Saturday's defeat, and at the moment Ware are taking up exactly where they left off at South Park. Long ball forward though, but Rumans is in the way. Adamson will put it towards the halfway line. Alarushti has got George Doyle tugging him back, and in the end it's a free kick to Ware on the halfway line, which be taken by Tom Bruno. Milner's pulled wide on this side as well, and having said the way that Finley Titchmarsh and Milner work so well for Ware, you cannot say the same about Aziz Kone and Billy down this left-hand side for Harlow. As the cross comes in, the header comes in from Lewis Rose, and he thought he should have done better there. Misdirected it in the end, and Taylor didn't have a save to make. But it really has been a feature, and I think both wide men for Harlow. If I was Dave Collis at half-time, I'd tell him you've got to help your fullback out. Because Aziz Kone has been very little help to Ahmed Billet down this side, and Alcott's not got much help from Dylan Gordon down the other either. This ball skied out by George Doyle. Bargain have got a second now against Waltham Abbey, so the leader's in trouble. So, got to say, Abbey looked a very good side when we saw them win at Hartford, but 2-0 down at Barking. Of course, lost 3-1 here last week, so things turning around a little at the top of Isthmian League Division 1 South Central. As, at the moment anyway, Ware will be comfortably placed in the playoffs. Ball on this near side, looking for Aziz Kone. Miss hits the ball and can tell you that Ashford Town Middlesex are 2-0 down against Chertsey, so it's not going well for the top teams in this division. Waltham Abbey and Ashford Town Middlesex both down. That'll suit Ware perfectly, of course. Add a little bit more to Wolsey's grin if that continues. Titchmarsh taking his time. Tommy Wade got a bit of a bang, but he's going to be okay, and Lewis Rose will take the throw in on this near side. So Lewis Rose halfway inside his own half, looks for Milner, Styles all over him, but long ball forward, and Taylor's come to the edge of his area on one bounce, will collect it fairly comfortably, the young goalkeeper. 37 gone at Watson Park, 90 minutes live, covering East Herts and surrounding area football. And at the moment, from our perspective, going very nicely, thank you. Ware 3, Harlow Town 0. Brace for Chris Arthur to add to an opener from Tommy Wade. Ware have got a week off, of course, when Marlow are the next visitors here. From Harlow to Marlow. That's going to be this time next week, and of course we will be here sitting in this seat with live commentary of the match. Long kick forward by George Doyle. Giamphi goes up, Titchmarsh clears, and the referee had spotted an infringement anyway. So Callum Kitchker really has yet to have a save to make. The only time he was forced into action was that header from Giamphi, which linesman's flag had already got up to signal that the striker was offside. So it's been fairly comfortable stuff for the home side, as befits a scoreline of 3-0 here. looking for their third on the bounce, of course. Scored 3 against Barking, 4 against South Park, 3 here already, 10 in the last 3 games. And continue, Sam Fanian's got another one for Hartford, but here's Marcus Milner. Milner across for Tommy Wade, and Tommy Wade's got another one for Ware. Ware lead 4-0. Marcus Milner, the architect again, 2 assists for him, 2 goals for Tommy Wade. And Ware leads the Essex Hearts derby by 4-0 with 6 minutes to go before half-time. Wow. I don't think anyone, even the most biased of Ware fans, would have thought they'd be in this position. But they've thoroughly deserved it. So as Hartford go 2-0 up through Sam Fanian, Ware go 4-0 up through Tommy Wade. I think I'm looking forward to next Monday's 90 minutes already. Harlow it will be to restart here. And Dave Collis has got to do something at half-time, you would think. He's got some new signings on the bench. He's got some experience. He's on the bench, indeed. In terms of Ross Elsom, kind of player perhaps he can bring on. But, well, we have seen 4-goal leads go. But I'll tell you what, I don't want to be anywhere near Paul Halsey if that happens here. Because wherever you're in Ware, it'll be like a volcano's erupted, I'll tell you. Forward by Lewis Rose. Can't see it happening at the moment, though. Harlow have been poor. Dylan Gordon forward, but he's given it away to George Doyle. And, Tom Bruno. Bruno, the edge of the area, forward for Marcus Milner. Another good night for him. Here's Bruno again. Ware won a 5th. And here goes Marcus Milner. He might just provide it. Chris Arthur making his way up on the far side. It's Chris Arthur. It wide. Goal gaping. Could have had a hat-trick. Well, Ware away again down this right-hand side. And Chris Arthur could have had a first-half hat-trick, and he knows it as well. Once again, Marcus Milner. They have run Harlow ragged in the opening 40 minutes of this game. Arthur and Milner have run the show. And Harlow have had absolutely no answer. Taylor's kick forward onto the head of Lee Rose. Out by Styles. He must wonder what's happened. Lewis Rose forward. Cyrus Gordon for George Doyle. Doyle, this near side, puts the ball forward for Cyrus Gordon. Lee Rose onto him very quickly as Courtney Austin's given it away to Finlay Titchmarsh. Shoved the full back in the back. Referee didn't give it though, and the cross comes over, and that's a good header, which comes in the end from Dan Rumans and takes the ball out for Harlow's 4th corner of the evening. Corner to be taken on that far side by George Doyle. Tommy Wade's the only Ware player forward. He and Chris Arthur, of course, on a hat-trick. Tommy's last hat-trick. We'd have to look that one up. Help Steve King. His corner comes across. And on this near side, Aziz Kone picks it up for Harlow. Chris Arthur's over here doing some defending. Kone goes to the line. Arthur's done well to pen him in. But here's Elliot Styles finds Alcott on this side. It's all changed. Right back playing left wing, centre half playing left wing. But here's George Doyle, who shows far too much of it to Pat Adamson. And Ware will come away as Tom Bruno sends Tommy Wade going down the left. Ahmed Billa is the defender, and here comes Marcus Milner into the area. Tommy Wade can't find him, but he can find Pat Adamson, who's gone outside him. Adamson's cross, but Harlow will get it clear through Aziz Kone, who can just thump it downfield. Lewis Rhodes has got to watch it, and does. Heads the ball up in the air, and Giampi finally brings it down for Harlow inside the Ware half. He's shown too much of it to Tom Bruno, and Bruno on the far side's found Adamson with acres of space to move into. Harlow have got AWOL down the left again. Adamson's cross, too much for Marcus Milner, and it goes out on this near side for a goal kick. Wow. A half-time whistle cannot come soon enough for the visitors, and as far as Ware are concerned, I think they'd be quite happy to be out there all night at the moment. Harlow have looked ragged at times, to say the least, and they've been torn apart quite simply by their rivals in this first half. Down by Lee Rose, here's Milner again. Lee Rose coming forward. Giamfi manages to do the defending this time, although Gavin Austin almost gave it away to Al-Rushdie. Here's Callum Taylor. He must be wondering what's happened. Young man on loan from Southend. Chip forwards. Up goes Lewis Rose. Good header by Courtney Austin. Here's Giamfi. He's got a bit of space, but he goes backwards to Cyrus Gordon. Cyrus Gordon is coming forward. Gordon to the edge of the area, looks for the 1-2. Easy meet for Lee Rose. And back come Ware, Tom Bruno. Bruno has to turn away from the attention to Giamfi, who brings him down. And Ware have themselves a free kick. Callum Kitchka will bowl the ball out for Dan Rumans. Rumans will take his time. I think probably from a Ball-Halsey perspective, this will be the quietest team talk of the season. I think it's about 4 words that sum this up for me, more of the same. Might throw a please in, of course, as well. Long kick forward, looking for Tommy Wade. Bounces off his head, Milner's in there, and Taylor has to retrieve it. As perhaps they thought Styles got the final touch for that. It might have been a corner. Taylor comes out to the edge of his area, puts the ball down to the young goalkeeper, and right-footed downfield. Decent kick onto the chest of Lewis Rose, and that's the end of the action here at Watson Park. Half-time score here: Ware 4, Harlow 0. 2 for Chris Arthur, 2 for Tommy Wade. Ware have been absolutely dominant. Well, grab yourselves a cuppa, have a little bit of a rest. If you're a Ware fan, get your breath back. If you're a Harlow fan, time to come out from behind the sofa. I'll see you in about 15 minutes' time, live here on 90 Minutes Live.